Welcome to the last lesson of this academic year. So your last lesson in year 3 and last lesson of maths on online learning. And as promised, today we are going to be using our time in our lesson to use our knowledge of maths and time to make something, to bake something. And I have decided that we will be baking an apple crumble. So as you can see, we're currently in my kitchen. And the first thing that we need to do before we bake is wash our hands. Make sure you wash your hands thoroughly. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Sing it twice. Okay, and as you can see, I've tied my hair back because my hair goes everywhere. So I wash my hands, tie my hair back, so make sure that you do the same thing. I'm going to minimize my face very quickly to show you what the LI for today is. So there I go. So the LI for today, the date is the 17th of July 2020. It's a Friday. And the LI is to use knowledge on maths and time to make an apple crumble. And what I have written down as what you'll need are the ingredients to make the apple crumble, because it is super easy. So you'll need 6 Granny Smith apples that you need to peel. Core means take the middle out, and then dice means to cut them up into little cuboids. Now I don't have 6 Granny Smith apples, I only have 4, so I'm using 2 normal Braybird apples to accompany the Granny Smith apples. And you'll need 250 grams of caster sugar. You can, if you like, use normal sugar, normal white sugar is fine. 200 grams of plain flour and 120 grams of butter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video for a second whilst I get the ingredients out, and then we're going to weigh them together. So let me go and get the ingredients. Okay, so I'm back, and I have the ingredients here. So you can see I've got my weighing scale here. I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 apples here. They're ready. Now I also have my other 4 ingredients. So I have my plain flour, I have my caster sugar, and I have my butter. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the ingredients into this bowl. Okay, so when I put this glass bowl into the weighing scale, you can see I've set it so that the arrow is pointing at the 0. I'm just going to minimize myself to see what the measurements are. Let's start with 250 grams of caster sugar. So I'm going to put that in here. And let's have a look at where it needs to be. Okay, so here goes. More a lot of sugar going in there. Okay, let's just do that. And put a bit more in. Okay, it might be a bit hard for you to see, but that seems, I think we need to put a bit more in. And that seems about right. A bit more in. Okay, so let's close that now. And put this back. So that is the caster sugar. And then we're going to need, let's move me out of the way, 200 grams of plain flour, which I have here. Where's my bowl? Here it is. In it goes. 200 grams. So look at my scale again. Right, here we go. Put it in. Ready? Here we go. Put some more in. Put some more in. And some more. See how we're doing. Okay, we've got quite a long way to go yet. Here we go, check how much we've got. we have still got a few bowls of this. So we're going to put this in here like that. And I'm going to use another bowl. About halfway through. And this is going to go in there. Okay. There we go. Let's check. Okay. There we go. Look. Good. Right, so we take this out. And finally, we're going to need 120 grams of butter. So as you can see, the butter I have here, I don't know if you can see it says 250 grams. I had 150 grams. I had to open it and try and guess when I open it how much would equate to 150. So open this up. Oops, daisy. Open this up. Right, so if this block is 150 grams, then half of it, probably around there, would be 125 grams. I would say approximately this much will be 150 grams. I'm going to put this in the bowl and check, and let's put it in there. That is pretty much right, so I'm happy with that. So there you go. So these are my ingredients. 6 apples. I have my 120 grams of, actually 120 grams, so I'll have to cut them off. 120 grams of butter. I have 200 grams of plain sugar and 250 grams of caster sugar. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go to the instructions. So there's a nice picture of a pie. We weigh the ingredients out. So it says place the apple chunks into a pan and add 3/4 of sugar and a cinnamon stick if you like, if you have one, and allow to stew for half an hour. And for half an hour is 30 minutes using a wooden spoon. So I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to peel, core, and cut the apples. I think that's what you should do too. And then I'll be back. So hold that thought. Okay, right, so I spent the last 10 minutes peeling, taking the middle bit out, coring, and dicing up those 6 apples, which you can see here. And now we need to do the next part. Okay, so far we've used mass, that's using weight, weighing out the ingredients to make this crumble. And now we're moving on. So, let me minimize me. Here we go. So, you're going to put the apple chunks into a pan. Here's my pan. And in they go. Okay, don't need to put any liquid in there. And fractions, about 3/4 of the sugar will also go in there as well. And you'll see it's quite a bit, so 3/4 gone in. And what you need to do now is you need to put this on the hob. So please get an adult to help you. So put it on the cooker. And you to put the heat down quite low. And for half an hour, you just heat up the apples and stir them. Be careful that they don't burn or stick down. So you need to be stirring with a wooden spoon quite regularly and checking. So get your adult to help you. Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side and do that later. Once the apples are ready, you need to get your dish. Make sure it's an oven-proof dish in which you're going to cook the crumble. You need to put the apples inside there. In the meantime, to make your crumble, you need to get the bowl. Got a bowl here. You need to put your flour in there, like so. This is the flour. You need to put the rest of the sugar, the 1/4 of the sugar that's left over. Give it a quick stir, like this. And then you need to get the butter, which should have softened by now, and put it in to I think it's easier to break it into bits actually. That might make it easier. You need to break it into little bits like this and put it in, as you see I'm doing. I think that might make it easier for you to press together. So break it into bits. Maybe if we use a knife, that might be easier to just break it into bits and put it in there. Might be easier to use a knife to cut it into bits, I think, rather than doing it the way that I'm doing. Break it into bits, and in it goes. And once you've broken the butter into little bits, what you to do is you to start rubbing the flour, the sugar and the butter together until the whole mixture looks like breadcrumbs. So I'll show you in a second if I can. It's quite hard at the moment. So my butter's gone in like that. Don't know how much you can see, and now I'm going to start rubbing it together until they're like little breadcrumbs. So I'm just doing this, rubbing in the butter and the flour, if you can see what I'm doing. So that's what I'll be doing. So hopefully, I'm using my apples later. I'm going to prepare my crumb first, and then I will do the rest later. You really get your hands in there to make it into breadcrumbs. Remember, we washed our hands, so our hands are clean, which is good. Really just bringing it all together and rubbing it to make it into breadcrumbs like that. This is really coming along. I think the best thing to do is to make sure the big chunks of butter are broken down first before you start making it into little breadcrumbs. So there you go. Hope your crumble's coming along well. I'm just mixing mine in. There you go. It's coming along nicely. Very good. And so I'll just show you what mine looks like. It'll take another minute or so for me to do it. You can see that I'm now, because all the butter's been broken into small pieces, I'm picking up the whole mixture and rubbing it between my hands, okay, to make it into like a bread-like consistency. I'll show you what happens next. Okay, so your breadcrumbs, your crumble should look a bit like this. So it's kind of that, there shouldn't be any big bumps or anything. It should all be mixed in together, and you should have a bread-like consistency, okay? Breadcrumb-like consistency. So after you've made that, what you need to do is you need to get your bowl with the stewed apples in it, okay? And you need to pour the crumb over it. Don't press it down, just pour over there, over the apples, and then you need to put it in the oven, okay? In gas mark 2 or 150 degrees Celsius, and it all needs to bake together for 30 minutes. And when you open it, you'll see it's golden brown and crunchy, the crumble would be, and then it's ready. So you'll be using measurement skills in terms of weighing out the ingredients. You've also timed your stewing your apples for 30 minutes. Once the apples have cooled down, you put them in the oven-proof dish. You then make the crumble, okay, and you just pour it on top of the cool stewed apples. You then put it in the oven, and you should time another 30 minutes to make sure it's ready, okay. And that is how you'll use all your math skills that you've been learning this year to be able to make an apple crumble successfully. Now I need to show you the last page, but I need to pause the video and wash my hands to do that. So hold on. Okay, I'm back and hands are all washed. I'm going to go to the next page now. Just remove me to the next page. So please do take a picture of your crumble if you get a chance to make it, and email it to me at year3@grange.harrow.sch.uk. I would love to see the pictures of your crumbles if you get a chance to make them. If you don't get a chance to make them, you will make something else. It's absolutely fine. I think Sophie made a smoothie a few weeks ago, which looks sensational. So you can just use your skills of time and maths to a lot in cooking. So let me know how you get on. I'm really interested to see what you guys come up with. And finally, before I go, I'd like to say thank you to all you children, lovely year 3 at home, parents and carers, for all of your hard work during lockdown. Have a wonderful summer break, and I look forward to seeing all of you in September. Take care, see you soon. Bye bye.